We have another expert session this afternoon, and it's a very interesting one. So just in case you're interested in building products for kids, this is an expert session for you. So I'll be calling on the lead product manager of ELIMU, that's CC Hub. So please, a round of applause for Bridget Iyere. She's going to be taking us through building digital products for kids. So if that's your cup of tea, you definitely want to pay rapt attention to this session. Another round of applause for her, please.
Hello, ladies. Can you hear me? Hi. I'm actually excited to be here. Before I get started building digital products for kids, I just want to do a little bit of survey. Forgive me, I'm a product manager. Forgive me. Do we have mothers here that have kids below age 14? If we do, can you just raise up your hands? Awesome. Do we have people here that have sisters or brothers below age 14? Okay. Do we have students here that are below age 14? Okay. All right. Just from that, we can already see that like almost half of the room have someone related, or you are related to someone that is below the age 14. And this brings me to the next slide. So according to Statista, 2021 population report, almost 50% of Nigeria's population is below the age range of is below 14. That is, to me, that is wild, right? So that's about 87 million children. And you might be wondering, okay, what do I have to do with that? That is a big number. And if you look at younger generation, right? If you check their tablets, check their phones, for the ones that have phones, you see loads of products. But something you find out is we don't have a lot of products that are built or developed by people in Africa, right? It might just be one to none that you find in this kids' tablet. So we really need to start changing the narrative. And I won't blame a lot of us why we're not going to that space, because many people, many product people, developers, engineers, product managers like myself, they don't actually understand how to build for these kids, or they don't really know where to start from, right? Because they don't have the expertise to build for these kids. And why, you might ask again, why don't we have it, right? Next slide. Next slide. Okay, I'll be working with my own slide here. Why they don't have it? So there's a saying by Maurice Wheeler. He's the Chief Strategy Officer at Kids Industry. He says, as adults, we have outgrown our childish selves, making it hard to grasp the universe keeps roaming. And I won't actually doubt that, because a lot of us, we are not calling ourselves grown up or adulthood. As some of us will say, adulthood na scam, right? So as adults, we have outgrown ourselves, our childish self. And kids, they have a very wild imagination. They are very fascinating little beings. So for you to actually build for them, you need to understand how they think, why they do certain things, right? Because they're a bit they're different, the way they see life, the way they see things. So you really need to immerse yourself in their own space. And that's what I'll be talking about today, just taking you into a little bit of like immersive experience of how kids think or how they operate, right? So before I get into designing or understanding the different types of kids, right, I just want us to understand what are some of the differences between kids and adults. So the first difference here is kids, they love challenges, regardless of the goal. Adults, we are not really a big fan of challenges. Just imagine you want to open your email and you have to go through like a puzzle. You have to complete a puzzle to open your email. And you're expecting that reply for that job that you applied for. Like you're already agitated. You don't need more agitation. But kids, they don't mind that, right? They don't mind challenges. How many of us know Talkie Tom, the game? Okay. You see things like in the game, you say, feed Tom, Tom is hungry. Take Tom to go and bathe. Brush Tom's teeth. That is like a lot. But kids, they love it. They even enjoy it. You see, like, Tom is sleeping. You see kids will be waiting for Tom to come up, wake up. But adults, will you be waiting for that? Thank you. But kids, they have the time. They have the time. They have a lot of time waiting for them. So that's one key difference. The second is kids enjoy getting feedback. They love visual cues, auditory messages. Adults, we like feedback, but feedback at the point of success or something is not working. Like if you put your wrong pin, it will tell you incorrect pin. Imagine you're going to the ATM. You want to withdraw money. You slot in your card. It's telling you, welcome, Bridget. Welcome to the exciting world of Wema Bank. Just imagine. That is a lot. I'm like, I need my money, my urgent 2K. You're telling me welcome to the exciting bank of Wema Bank. Like, kilo day. But kids don't love it. Oh, welcome to Disneyland, the land of fun, adventure. Come on this adventure with us. That is kids. So that's one of the key difference, right? Then another difference is kids tend to trust a lot. And I won't blame them because, people have not done them dirty yet, right? Adults, we have seen Shegai, premium one. So you won't blame them. So kids tend to trust very fast. And that is why parents are really mindful about the type of products or apps that they have on their kids' tablets. And I'll be talking about that shortly. Because of my time, I'm trying to rush. But I'm also trying to make this session a little bit relative so you know why kids are a bit different from us. Okay? Then kids too, they tend to change pretty fast. Adults, we change, right? Because change is constant, but we're a bit consistent. Like you have the Gen Zs, the millennials. That's like a wide age range. And you can categorize this age group and say, if I'm building for the Gen Z class, this is how I would do things. If I'm building for the millennials. And if you look at Gen Z is about like 1997 to 2012. That's like 10 or 15 years age range. You can't do that with kids. Because a 3-year-old is different from a 6-year-old. Even in terms of cognitive abilities, developmental stages, they are different. So you can't lump them together, right? And this brings me to my next section, which is the different user personas, right? So I've actually categorized the different user group, right? So we understand how they are different, how you can design or build for this age. So the first age range we have here is the toddlers, the age 1 to 2. So these ones, I'll call them the natural explorers, right? They're the copycats, right? I've seen Instagram videos where they'll say, give your child or a baby your makeup kit and see how they'll respond. You see the child who carry the makeup kit to start rubbing powder, like how? How did they know how to do that? Is it from the womb? No, it's from watching their parents or watching what the adult is doing. So they love to copy stuff, mimic what is happening around them, right? And they don't really know what's going on. They're explorers. They'll put everything in their mouths, tasting. Like some people made mention of tasting test, right? They'll be tasting, trying out stuff. You say, oh, don't touch that. Don't put that. You'll just be screaming and shouting. That's who they are. They're exploring. They're new to the world, right? So these are the toddlers. And how do you build for them, or how do you design for this type of audience or these kids? So when you're building such app for them, something I will forgot to make mention, because they have not developed like motor skills, like handling stuff, you have to build stuff that have like easy interactions, like tapping, swapping. They can't start typing. What are they typing? What do they know that they're typing? So tapping, swiping, and that's why they love all those games. They'll just be tapping, clicking, hitting the screen because they're trying out stuff. So you have to add those form of elements when you're building such product for them. So because of time, I can't really speak much on that. So preschoolers, these are the age range of like 3 to 6. So during the game session, our lovely host was saying, how will you explain this to a 5-year-old? Really think about it. The 5-year-old belongs to this audience. They are curious, naturally curious, and they ask a lot of questions. And that's why as tech people, they always tell you, if you can explain this to a 5-year-old, you got it, you are solid. Right? Because they love asking the most random questions, and you need to explain things for them in such a way that they will understand. So they are curious about everything. They get easily sidetracked. Almost all kids, their attention span is 0 to none. So your products need to really be engaging and interactive. So how do you build for this type, right? So of course, create simple rewarding tasks because they have a low attention span. Allow for collaboration with peers because they start to make friends. You start hearing, oh, I want to take my kids for play dates. Do you get that kind of thing? Allow for collaboration. And there are some games where kids can play together on their particular tab. It will even save cost. People that are building for kids, it will save cost because parents will not need to have multiple devices just to interact with your product. It allows for collaboration. Then the next type of kids is the primary schoolers, 6 to 8 years. So these ones are more logical, more reasonable. They are moving away from, magical fairies, Disneyland, what's Disneyland, what's Tooth Fairy. I remember my nephew was telling my younger niece that I can't believe that she believes in Tooth Fairy. You believed in Tooth Fairy like 2 years ago. What happened? Right? Really, what happened? So they're more logical, what's going on, they're more focused, right? And they can finish tasks now because their time span is now becoming more better. So how do you build for them? Of course, incorporate positive progression, right? Allow these kids to know, okay, they are growing into something like levels, stages, put things in bits, right? Allow that for such audience. Then we have the twins, the cool kids. And it's so interesting that one of my nephew is 11 years old. The twins, right, they are curious and they're eager to learn. And also, they're also in a mission to find out who they are. So my nephew have a particular haircut. If you want to taunt him, we'll tell him, I'm going to shave off your hair. He will say, no, that is my style. My friends know me already with that style. They are finding their identity. So that's how we used to get him to do his assignment, that this is your hair. That you think you are doing one style, we'll shave everything off, right? So because they already have a style, you notice the way they even dress, they have a particular style. I don't know, who have watched Young Sheldon here? Aha, wonderful. Sheldon has his style, right? And he got a particular age. He said he wants to change his style. I think that was season 5. He started wearing Superman clothes. So do you get, they're still trying to this is my new style. So these are the different age. And how do you build for them again? You make games easy to learn, or products easy for them to learn, but hard to master. How many of us are familiar with Roblox? Do we know Roblox? Are we sure? Do we know Roblox? I don't understand that thing. Who understands it here? I don't. The kids, they understand it. That thing is hard, man. It's really hard. But for some reason, they love it because it's challenging for them. You will see them if they just come into our space, because I'm in a space where we build digital learning products for kids. The first thing they want to do to sign into their Roblox account. And I'm looking at the thing, how they were doing this thing, right? So you have to understand this age range, make it a bit challenging for them, okay? So because of time, I'm wrapping up now. There's some key points. Now you understand the different age range. You feel a little bit of confidence that you can build for them. But there are some key things you need to consider before building products for kids. One is, I made mention of something earlier on, that parents are really mindful of the kind of products their kids interact with, because we have perverts, all manner of people on the internet. There was a study that says about 85% of kids below age 12, between 8 to 12 years, are on social media. They have social media accounts. And of this number, about 50% have access to the internet. So parents are really mindful of the kind of people they communicate with, right? So the children's law says kids below 13 needs parents' consent before they can sign in. So you need to know that. Don't just think, oh, I'm creating an app, anybody can sign in. No, you need to add that layer of parental consent that the parents need to approve, and the parents will be the one to add that child in, okay? Then next is ensure your terms and conditions. Everything is clearly written out. It's understandable by the parents, by the kids. There's no use of buzzwords. Remember, we're learning how to use fried rice. I really love the integration one that she used rice and stew, right? Use cool words, like simple words, easy to understand words, when you're explaining certain things, right, for parents and also for kids. I wanted us to watch a video, but because of time, we might not do that. I wanted us to look at YouTube, how they went about explaining terms and conditions for the parents. You can do that if you open YouTube Kids, click I am a parent, you will see all of the whole interactions and stuff. Then again, design notification settings for children so that it's easy to understand. They know the data that you're trying to collect. Parents also know access to their microphone, camera, pictures. Let everything be clearly written, right? Next is Include safety measures. A manager of mine was telling me about a cousin that was chatting with some random person on Roblox. Roblox is also another place that, house of perverts. So if you have nephews, nieces, kids, Roblox, please always try and check what they are doing. And there were some funny messages that the child was getting. So it is important that parents have this confidence that using your app, that kids are safe, right? So include safety measures for worst case scenario. Things like, to report someone. We have that on Facebook because some kids are on Facebook. You can report, you can block, and let this thing be easily accessible on the app. Let it not be hidden somewhere, right? There's something that they teach you in product development, information hierarchy. If you don't want your user to perform certain action, you hide it somewhere. You'll be looking for a way to log out. You'll be like, how can I log out from this app, right? Please don't do that with reporting perverts on a kid's app, okay? And this brings me to my conclusion, right? So from everything I've just made mention, you see that kids are not just kids, right? You can't group them together and say, I'm building for kids between the ages of 0 to 13. Why? Because there are different characteristics, different features, different developmental abilities or stages. So they are complex, they are diverse groups of fascinating individuals. I love kids. I love them so much. My favorite part as being a product manager is when I get to interact with my kids, or because I build for kids below age range of 5 to 10. So I love playing with them, getting them to engage with my product and test out my products. So they are really fascinating. And understanding their competencies, understanding what makes them different, what they love, what they don't love, will actually help you to build exciting products that they will love and use. And as builders, we want our kids or our users to actually use these products, right? So thank you so much. I believe, let me say like my last speaker, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you on why you should start building products for kids. All right. Thank you.